Hello coaster fans, welcome back to my channel. Now, as you know, Busch Gardens Williamsburg has been my home park for a long time. I have ridden all of the currently operating coasters here countless times. However, I never had the chance to experience any of their defunct ones. In their history, they've had 6 defunct roller coasters at the park. These include a Wild Mouse coaster named, Wild Mouse, a trio of roller coasters I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Yeah, those 3. And their 2 most recent closed coasters, Drachen Fire, which operated from 1992 to 1998, and the beloved Big Bad Wolf, an aero-suspended coaster which closed in 2009 and was replaced by Verbolten. Even though the other 5 roller coasters are certainly interesting, Drachen Fire will be the subject of today's video. I will be looking at the why, the who, the when, the where, and the what went wrong. I guess this is kind of like a prequel to my last video about the Busch Gardens 2021 project, now 2022 project, or not at all project. Okay, now we're going to take a trip back in time. It's maybe the late 1980s. Busch Gardens Williamsburg only had 2 roller coasters. These were Loch Ness Monster, an aero custom looper that still holds up and runs very smoothly to this day, and Big Bad Wolf, the previously mentioned aero suspended coaster. Both rides were extremely popular with guests and made lots of revenue for the park. Busch liked to add record-breaking, unique rides to their parks, and they decided it was time for a 3rd. Busch had their eye on an up-and-coming manufacturer. This was, of course, Bolliger & Mabillard, or B&M for short. They had recently completed their first ever roller coaster in Iron Wolf at Six Flags Great America in 1990. Looking back, maybe not the greatest coaster, but it was definitely a great first ride for the company and for its time period. B&M was really booked. They were selling and making lots of stand-ups, sit-downs, and developing plans for a new inverted coaster model that we all know and love today. Then, Busch entered the scene. Busch Gardens wanted 2 sit-down looping roller coasters from B&M, one for Williamsburg and one for the Tampa park. You see, they like to build pairs of similar roller coasters at their 2 parks. For example, Griffin and Chikra, both B&M dive coasters, and Manchu and Alpengeist, both B&M inverted coasters. But because B&M was very busy, they agreed to only make one of the 2 attractions. This was given to the Tampa park, and was named Kumba in 1993, where it still lives on to this day. However, Busch still lacked that other half of their pair of loopers, so they approached Aerodynamics, who had made the other 2 coasters in the park. Aero agreed, and it was built in 1992. It was located across the Rhine River, behind Big Bad Wolf, present-day Verbolten. But this coaster was very different from others they had made. It had a unique layout consisting of a corkscrew halfway down the first drop, which is kind of strange, followed by an Airtime hill, then a cobra roll, then a turn into the mid-course. You drop off into 3 more inversions, meander through a few turns, and bam, you hit the brakes and you're done. Fun fact, that corkscrew right after the block brake was removed after the 1994 season. Nevertheless, this incorporated many elements that were new to Aero, especially that inversion halfway down the first drop. The biggest difference, however, might be the support structure, which looks something like B&M would create compared to their other rides. Because this style of ride was just so different and new to Aero, it may have caused the ride's ultimate downfall. From its opening, many considered the ride to be extremely rough. Its intense laterals, which would have been thrilling, were instead painful because of Aero's style of trains and restraints. Apparently, Drachen Fire's trains had a different center of gravity from, say, Kumba's, which may have contributed to the unpleasant ride experience. It finally closed in 1998 and sat standing but not operating for 4 years before being dismantled for air parts and being melted down. And that is the demise of Drachen Fire. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow Amazing Coasters on Instagram, and I'll see you all next time.